Welcome back to the channel, O.B.O Budget Auto Care. Today we're going to be changing the back brakes on a 2016 Honda Civic. Gotta love foreign cars. This is not your typical brake caliber you would see. So there's a few extra steps you gotta take in order to change these out. First things first, pull off the cap to the housing for the bolt that you have to unscrew. And you can see here, just pull off that plastic cap and look right down in there, and you're gonna use a hex key to unscrew that bolt in order to remove that caliper so you can get your brake pads changed. Here's the tool I was talking about right here. Gonna use that guy, stick it right in there and loosen it right up so you can get that caliper off. You can find this hex socket at your local store. Just unscrew, and here is the next step. You have to push that piston back inside. Make sure you put your brake pads on. Make sure they're lubed up with brake grease before you install them. And make sure you pay attention to what side this pin was on. It's a good practice to take a picture of everything before you begin. And now the fun part begins. This is where the beautiful design of this foreign brake caliper comes in. Here's the fun part. So this is a parking brake for the brake caliper. You have to take this battery wire off so you can unscrew that parking brake housing. And this right here is your brake line. You don't have to mess with that. That's the battery wire. And we have to unplug it in order to take the parking brake cover off. And now we have to take this case off to be able to get that piston to go back inside. You got to disconnect this battery wire right here. It's just clipped on there. It should pop right off. You use a little Phillips screwdriver. And this right here is your brake line. You don't have to touch that. Now this casing for the parking brake for the caliper is held on by 2 screws. Just go ahead and grab your hex key and go ahead and get them unscrewed. Once you have unscrewed the cover to the parking brake, you will see this guy right here. Just go ahead and turn it clockwise all the way until you can't turn it anymore. Grab you a little socket and put it right on top of there like I'm using right here. And just keep turning that baby until you can't turn it anymore. If you do not do this step, you will not be able to release the pressure off of that piston in the middle of the caliper. Do not forget this step, because if you do, you'll drive yourself crazy thinking you need a new caliper when all it simply is that you forgot this simple step, which is taking the casing off of the parking brake to the caliper and resetting that parking brake clockwise until you cannot turn it anymore. All right here you can go ahead and reconnect that battery cable to the parking brake. Go ahead and inspect everything, your brakes. Right here I'm using a C-clamp to relieve the pressure off of that piston to push it back inside so to slide right down onto the brake pads. Just checking right here to make sure everything is nice and tight, and there we go. Job completed. Everything screwed back inside. And check your wires, make sure there's no leaks. Last thing to do is pump up the brakes and make sure the piston re-engages and your caliper is snug tight. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if this video helped you out. See you on the next one.